Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Erica, and in today's video, I'm going to be creating 4 looks with a, well, not really newer palette in my collection now. I've had it for a while, but it's this beautiful one right here, the Beauty Bay Earthy palette. Yay! And I got this and the Midnight palette from Beauty Bay as well. And I did do a 4 looks video with the Midnight palette, and I thought it would be really fun to do it again with this palette. This is going to have a little bit of a twist to it. All 4 looks are going to be palette bingos. So I have randomly generated 5 shades for each look for this series of looks in this video. And so I just thought it would be fun to try to, I don't know, maybe mix it up a little bit, put looks together that maybe I wouldn't normally do, you know. So that's what I'm going to be doing with this beautiful palette today. Are 4, well, not just today, but over the course of this week, 4 palette bingos with this beauty. And I just love this color story. I love green eyeshadows, and I love the earthiness down here too. We've got some browns, terracottas, some rusty type shades, golds, you know. Really beautiful palette, really fun. And I was absolutely thrilled with the way the Midnight palette performed, so I'm sure I will love this palette too. So let me show you the 5 shades I randomly selected for this look. We have this one here called Acid. It's kind of like a olivey green, light olivey green. And then I have Cobra, which is kind of like a darker, oh, is that a Kelly green? I don't know. So these 2, and then I have this one here called Novel, this dark brown matte. And then I have Soprano, this kind of gold, orangey gold almost shimmer shade, and then Lime, this kind of electric green shimmer too. So 3 mattes and 2 shimmers, that's pretty good. You know, I might have put these shades together, maybe, but I don't know that I would have. So I love doing these kind of videos or these kind of looks, palette bingos, because it's so fun to try to just, you know, have some fun with some eyeshadows. Yes, that's the whole point here. So I'm going to start off by putting Acid in my transition area. And I do have my brows done, of course, and this eyelid is primed in the P. Louise eyeshadow base in Rumor 01. So let me grab a brush and let's get into this bad boy. Love it. And it's always a little tricky for me to like lay these palettes down on my desk as I'm putting my eye look together because they're so huge. Okay, so let's go ahead and start putting this down here. Ooh, pretty. Yeah, this is gorgeous. It's more lime than what I thought. In the pan it looks more olive, but on my eyelids it seems like it's maybe a little bit more of a lime green. Ooh. I see some olivey in there too. Yeah, beautiful. And I chose the shades quite a while ago. I wanted to do this video like, I don't know, a week or so ago, and I don't know, I just got caught up in doing other stuff. And so I've had these shades all ready to go for the 4 looks for a while now. And honestly, I couldn't even remember where I wrote them down. I was like, where did I write those down? I have this notebook that I take notes in for my YouTube channel, you know, and like keep track of videos I've done or things I'm thinking about doing. And I could not find the notebook, and it was in this room, kind of buried under some stuff on my little dresser over there. So I finally found it this morning, and I'm like, oh, thank goodness. I mean, I thought, well, I'll just not do the palette bingo idea, but I thought, no, I really want to do that. And so yeah, it was kind of a refresher course for me this morning to like pull that notebook out and look and see what shades I was going to be putting together today. Really fun. And, you know, my goal was to do like a whole month of multiple looks videos. But the thing about doing that idea is that it takes me all week to put my looks together. I know that like some people will do, you know, 1 look on one eye and 1 look on the other eye, and they can do the 4 looks in more compact amount of time. But I don't know. I've done that before where I've created 2 different looks on my eyelids, but I got some feedback that a lot of people don't really like that because it's kind of disjointed, you know, like they can't really tell exactly what the look looks like on its own because they have the other eyelid that's kind of like taken away from the other one. So I thought, well, I just won't do that. So my multiple looks videos take me longer because, you know, I'm doing the whole look in each video. And so I thought, well, if I do that, then I'm going to be only uploading like maybe 2 videos a week, which, you know, I could do that, but I really do like to have more content up on my channel than that. It's fun to be able to have videos up and be able to interact with you guys. So I thought, well, I'll just kind of intersperse these multiple looks videos throughout the week, I guess, or throughout the month. Maybe that's better. Okay, I really like that shade. It's really pretty. So now I think what I'll do is go into Cobra, this beautiful shade right here, and just kind of deepen up the crease with that. Let me find another brush. And I mentioned in one of my last videos that my daughter's moving. And I just really wanted to take a minute and say thank you to you guys for being so wonderfully supportive in the comment section of that video. I can't even tell you how much that meant to me. And, you know, it just kind of made me realize that, yes, it's not ideal, but it's not the end of the world. You know, some of you live in a completely different part of the country than your loved ones do. And it just really kind of gave me some perspective. So I really do appreciate your love and support and just the kindness that you showed me. I was feeling pretty down for a while. You know, I still feel down about it. I'm not real excited that they're moving, but at the same time, I know it's going to be okay. And the move is for all the right reasons. You know what I mean? Like they're moving to a better future for them. And so that's what I'm trying to really focus on too, is that although it's sad, I'm going to miss them like crazy. They're not in another state. It's not impossible for me to see them. You know, it's not like we're just going to be living on FaceTime, which some of you guys do that, you know, with your family members. You just see them via FaceTime. And so it just, I needed to hear those things. You know what I mean? I needed to hear the fact that like, it's not the end of the world and that, you know, like I said, it's not ideal, but you know, it could be a hell of a lot worse. So I really do appreciate your guys's, amazing support. That meant the world to me. It really did. Ooh, that is so pretty. I love it. I love green eyeshadows. Oh, and I haven't done a green look for a while. Have I? I don't remember. I might have. I don't think so. Let's go into Novel now. This dark brown matte, kind of a coffee brown. I'm going to put that in my outer V. And I need a brush for that too. And they're actually now not moving until the end of the month. So that'll be nice. They had kind of a change of plans a little bit. Just my son-in-law is going to stop working at his current position this week, and then they'll have plenty of time to like pack stuff up and, you know, get things ready to go. So that'll be nice. That'll be really nice for them and give me some more time with baby. And I'm going to be watching him as often as I can so that they can, you know, pack and not have him underfoot. Because, you know, he likes mama a lot. He loves daddy too, but he really wants to be with mommy as much as he possibly can. And so when she wants to do some things and he's around, it's not always the easiest for her to do that, you know? So I have offered, my husband and I have offered to watch him as often as they need us to. So I don't know about my true crime video this month, you guys. I don't know. I might skip August and just go into September with that. It just depends. I might be able to do it this month, but we'll see. Like I said, I just want to be really available to my kiddos. And if they need us for the baby, then I want to be there. Oops, I want to be there for him. So I don't know. We'll see though. It takes me a while to put those true crime videos together. It really does. I have to, you know, read the book and then that looks really nice. I like it. And then take notes and then film. And, you know, that's just a process. And I, you know, work full time and stuff. So it's not always easy for me to just be like, okay, I'm going to go read for a couple days. See you guys later. I'm going to go back in with this brush and go back into Cobra and just blend that Novel shade out a little bit. And I really like this because even though that's a dark brown, because it's kind of built over the top of the greens, it almost looks like a really dark kind of swampy green. I like that. Cool. And I'm really excited to use those shimmers. I think they're going to be gorgeous. So now for the shimmers. I have this one here called Soprano, this kind of orangey gold one. And then I have this one here to put on the lid. This is Lime. And I think what I'll do is put Soprano towards the latter half and Lime towards the front half. I think those are going to look really, really pretty get together. And I would like to know if you guys have this palette and what you think of it. One of the main reasons why I got it is because I'd heard so many people rave about how great it is. And I have several Beauty Bay palettes. Ooh, yeah, that's beautiful. I have several Beauty Bay palettes. I love them all, really. The only one that I wasn't super thrilled with in terms of the shimmers is the Dark Fantasy palette. Not that they're, you know, bad shimmers necessarily. They're just, I don't know, they're kind of odd. They're just kind of like glittery maybe, like chunky, I don't know. They just weren't the easiest to manipulate. And I used one, I can't remember, was it the green one or something? I don't remember now even what color it was. I'd have to look at the palette. And by the end of the day, when I got home from work, it had just blown up on my eyelids. My husband was like, what happened? Did you get in a fight? Like, no. My eyeshadow just kind of kicked my ass. But yeah, I don't know. I just was a little bit disappointed in that palette in terms of its shimmers. I really like the mattes. I mean, I haven't used all the shimmers in it, so I can't, you know, I can't really say that like I don't like all the shimmers in the palette, but the ones I used, I was like, I don't know. Okay, I think that looks great. I'm just going to use this brush again. This is a great brush. I don't even remember where I got these brushes. I have a little set of these little purple handled brushes and they're awesome. Okay, so now I'm going to go into lime and put this towards the front part of the lid. Ooh, this is so pretty. And these shimmers are gorgeous. They're smushy, they're buttery. You know, they're just really easy to get on the brush and they look really nice. And yeah, I love shimmers like that. So fun. Okay, let's, ooh, yes. Yes. Oh yeah, that's so pretty. Oh, I love that. I feel very reptilian with this look. You know what I mean? I got the like swampy green brown and then the bright bold shimmers. I love that. This is gorgeous. And again, we've got these two shimmers that are different in tone, but they're playing together very nicely. I love that. Makes life a lot easier, I'll tell you that much. Yeah, that looks awesome. Oh, that looks so cool. Okay, so now though, I do want to go back in with my little brush here, back into Novel, and just do what I normally do and take that little edge down a little bit if I can. I'm not always the greatest at doing this part of the look, you know what I mean? Like getting rid of that edge. Sometimes I just end up taking the shimmer all the way over to the outer corner because I'm like, I can't get it to work. I can't get it to look normal or good or whatever. It just looks a little funky sometimes. But this one seems to be, yeah, it seems to be doing what I want it to do. Yeah, cool. Okay, right on. Okay, I think I'm pretty much done. That was pretty easy, I feel like. So what I'll do is what I normally do, go off camera, do my other eye, my lower lash lines, face, hair, I'll be back. This is the finished look. I love how this look turned out. I'm already madly in love with that eyeshadow palette after one use. I'll show it to you again. We'll talk about the shades that I used briefly before we move on to look number 2. But let me just show you a few products I put on my face for my finished look. On my lips, I did use one that my daughter gave to me. This is the, let's see, NYX Liquid Smile Metallic Matte liquid lipstick that I showed in my video where I talked about her moving away. And I love this. It feels really nice on the lips. It does feel a little drying, I guess, but not bad. It feels nice. And I think it's a gorgeous shade. And then I did not put any upper lid liner on today. I just used the brown, the Novel shade to line my upper lids. But I did use this in my lower and upper water lines. And this is the NYX Professional Makeup. Let me turn this around. Retractable eyeliner in brown. And I've had this for quite a while and it works so well in the water lines. Love it. And then for my mascara, I did use the Tarte Gifted Mascara that Jen from Jen Beauty sent to me. This has just been living on my desk, so this keeps getting pulled into my looks. But man, I love this mascara. It's gorgeous. And then for my inner corner shade today, I used the Anastasia Beverly Hills Aurora Glow Kit. I used this shade right here called Helia. It's a really nice light green highlighter shade. I just realized I didn't put any on my face today, but maybe I'll do that quickly before I head off to work. But yeah, love it. And you know, I could have used a shade out of the palette, but I just decided not to do that today. So let me show you the Earthy palette again before we move on to look number 2. And loved the shades that I used today. Absolutely love them. These two shimmer shades, Lime and Soprano, gorgeous, buttery, opaque, thick, applied easily. They're working well on my lids so far. Love them. This shade here, Cobra, this shade here, Acid, and this shade here, Novel that I used, gorgeous. Very pigmented, they blended well, they played nicely together. I used a combination of all 3 mattes on my lower lash lines too. So yeah, just so fun. So fun. So happy that I have this in my collection. And yeah, let's quit messing around and let's get on to look number 2. Alrighty, look number 2 with the Beauty Bay Earthy palette. Now, like I said in the last look, all of these looks are palette bingos. So I selected these shades a while back and then kind of forgot. Well, I didn't forget. I just got caught up in doing other videos. So this last look and this look, I just sat down here and looked at my little cheat sheet of the shades I chose. And this look, there are 4 mattes and 1 shimmer. Like, oh God. I usually like to have at least 2 shimmers, but that's just not what happened this time around. So let me show you the shades that I randomly chose for this look. We have Seahorse, this beautiful kind of like sea foamy green shade. Then we have Leafy, this kind of grass green shade. Then I have Wit, this beautiful shimmer. It's kind of like got a black base, but with some really pretty green reflex in it. And then I have Whistle, this kind of, I don't know, pukey green shade, and then Baked. Those are the shades I chose, this darker brown shade. So yeah, I don't know. I'm like, what am I gonna do with these? So I do have an idea, I think, of what I'm gonna do here. I don't know, we'll see. This may turn out like a total hot mess, but you know, that's just what's gonna happen, I guess. So I think what I'll do is start off with this shade here called Leafy and put that across my entire lid. And then I think what I'll do is blend it out with Seahorse, I think. And then, or maybe Whistle. I was thinking about putting Whistle and Baked on my lower lash lines, and I think I'm going to use this to line my upper lid too. Oh, I don't know. Okay, let's just get started and we'll see how this whole thing shakes out. All right, now I do have my brows done, of course, and this eyelid is primed in the P. Louise eyeshadow base in Rumor 01, which that's starting to get a little low. So at some point I'm going to have to switch. I have a couple of, well, I have several other eye primers that I need to get into. So let's go into Leafy with this kind of flatter brush here. And like I said, I'm going to put that across my entire lid. And I'm happy to say that I've had this horrendous neck pain right here. Well, it's not really my neck, it's my trapezius muscle for, I don't know, weeks now. And it's finally getting better. I'm so happy. I slept weird. Well, okay, let me back up just a little bit more from that. My husband got me a new pillow for my birthday, and it was this really nice memory foam pillow. And the point of the pillow is that you're supposed to just be able to like lay your head down on it and not have to scrunch it up and whatever. It's just like this nice flat memory foam pillow with this little lump, and it's supposed to like really rest right here on your neck, you know, so that you're not straining your neck when you're sleeping. And I don't know, for whatever reason, that's what started this whole thing. It's just that pillow just did not jive with me at all. And it's a nice pillow, and it's really comfortable. You know, it's great. I love the pillow, but my neck or my trap muscle, whatever, does not like it. So that's kind of what started this whole thing, was that pillow. And he felt awful. He's like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, well, you didn't make the pillow. It's okay. It's not your fault. But yeah, I don't know. I used it, or I slept on it a couple nights, and then all of a sudden I started getting this just god awful pain right here that went down into my trap muscle. And to the point where if I couldn't turn my head all the way to the right, I couldn't even turn it all the way to the left. I could barely lift my arm up. I mean, it was just horrible. And, you know, I type a lot at work and I'm on the phone a lot at work. And I think those two activities also were not helping. This heal, you know, I think that's why it took so long for it to heal, is just because I was doing very repetitive motions with that part of my body. And so it was like, okay, not real happy here. But I've noticed that over the last couple of days, it's finally starting to calm down. I'm so glad. And then also what happened is that the pain shifted from here to like right here at the base of my shoulder, like that bone right there. Oh, it hurts so bad. So I'm glad it's calmed down. So now I think I will blend this shade out with Seahorse. So let me grab a brush for that. I think I'll just use my BH Cosmetics brush. I love this brush. I've had this brush for so long. And it'll get stained, and then I can get it cleaned off, and then it gets stained again, and I don't know. So I'm just going to go around the edge of this shade and just blend that harsh edge out if I can. I don't want to use a ton of this Seahorse shade, really. I just want to soften the edge of this up just a little bit. We'll see if I can do that. And I also have had some weird nerve pain down the back of my right leg, that's usually what happens when like my discs get weird. That's what has started when I've had my back surgeries, is that weird pain down my leg. It's not bad though. I don't think there's anything herniated or anything like that going on. It's just that I sit pretty much all day at work. You know, I sit at a desk all day, and you don't think, I mean, you just don't think about that. You know, when you're younger, you don't think, okay, if I get a job where I sit all the time, this is going to totally destroy me. I mean, I have a lot of other stuff going on in my back versus just sitting. I mean, that's not the whole problem here, but sitting does not help my back at all. So I do try to get up quite often throughout the day and walk around the office, and I don't know, maybe I used to go for walks during my lunch hour. I need to start doing that again. That's really important that you stay mobile, especially when you've had 4 back surgeries like I have, because yeah, sitting is horrible. And I'm seriously thinking about asking my boss for a standing desk, you know, the one that raises and lowers. One of the clinicians has a standing desk, and I just think, man, that would be really cool for me to have too. But I don't know, we'll see. Anytime my leg starts to do that though, I get nervous. I'm like, oh geez, what's going on with my back? Is there something going on with my back? Is there a problem? And I panic. But I don't think there's anything significant going on in my back. I think I just sit too much, and my body's telling me, hey, get up. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take this shade, Wit, and put it across the leafy shade, all the way across my lid. And let me find a brush for that. Where's the brush I wanted? I can't find the brush I wanted. And this shade is kind of loose in the pan. Ooh, this Wit shade. Look at that, that is gorgeous. And I think I will spray this just a skosh, a little bit. Ooh, I love this. You know, it does look pretty deep in the pan, but it looks even deeper on the brush. Okay, so I'm just gonna, ooh, yes. Oh, that's gorgeous. Just gonna put this across the whole lid over the leafy shade. Oh, that is so pretty. Now I'm not sure about that baked shade as an upper lid liner, because I don't know that you're gonna be able to see it over the top of this, but I'm gonna try it. We'll see. Actually, I don't know. Am I gonna try that? I may not try that. We'll see. I don't know. I might just stick with like a black felt tip liner today. I don't know. I really do want to get myself some funner eyeliners. More fun. Funner's not a word. Oh, my mom used to get so annoyed with me when I was growing up because she was a teacher. And if I had the wrong kind of grammar, she'd be like, hello, no, do not talk like that. I'm like, sorry. Jeez, I mean, I was just a kid. I didn't know any better. But yeah, I mean, I was the same way with my kids too. I'd be like, did you guys just hear what you just said? That's not even a word. Okay, I do like that, except for now I have this funky edge. So let me grab, I'll just go ahead and use this brush, that's fine. And I'm just gonna put it on like the end here and go back into leafy. And then just kind of, I don't know, make that look a little bit less harsh right there if I can. I'm gonna tone that edge down. But this is nice, I like it. I love to do palette bingos. They're so fun, you know, because I feel like with palette bingos, you have to get a little bit more creative. I mean, I don't know how creative this look is, but I mean, you just kind of have to figure out where to place shades, and sometimes it's not that easy. And, but it's always fun. It's always really fun for me to do this. I love it. And Debutante, she watched one of my videos a while back, and she suggested that I do palette bingos with all of my No Bad palettes, so I will be doing that. I think I'll be doing that, when will I do that? Either the last week of August or possibly into September. I don't know. It just kind of depends on, like I said in my last look, kind of what's going on with the moving of my children, my daughter and her baby. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back in with this brush, nothing additional on it, and just blend that out because it got pretty odd looking. Looks a little odd. So now I am gonna do my lower lash line today on camera. Usually with my multiple looks videos, I cut that part out just so it's not quite so long, but because I didn't use all the shades on my lid, I just thought that would be kind of fun, I guess. So I did pop a little bit of my Essence matte concealer down here, and I'm gonna start off with my lower waterline, and I'm gonna use this bad boy. This is from Beauty Creations, and this is in the shade Shamrock. And I did use this in my collab with Steph too, and I love this shade. I think it's gorgeous. And there's some schmutz on here. Let me get that off. I think I just got a little bit of shadow on it from the last time I used it, I guess. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this bright green in the lower water lines. Yes. Woohoo! That is so pretty. I love these gel liners. They work so well. And like when I get home from work, you can still see it in my lower water lines. They're kind of sticky almost, I feel like, you know? And so they work really well down here. And my eyes, knock on wood, aren't as watery lately as they usually are. So I think what I'll do is start off with Whistle and put that across the entire lower lash line. And then I think I'll go into Baked and maybe put that towards the outer edge. This is gonna look really weird, I think, but you know what? We're just gonna go for it. Alrighty, so let's give her a shot. Whistle. This is kind of a pukey green shade, it really is. Okay, let's see what happens here. And I can always see shadow like flying around my face when I do this, because I kind of, you know, load the brush up pretty good when I do my lower lash lines, just so it's, you know, nicely pigmented down there. but then I look like I have a cloud of eyeshadow floating around my face. Oh, geez. My husband and I actually were just talking the other night about how he leaves before I get ready for work, you know, now, because his job's a little bit different. He has to be at work really early, and I film before I go to work. And he was like, you know what? I remember, I was thinking about, he goes, I haven't watched you do your makeup in a long time and seen you make all those weird faces. Do you still do that? And I said, well, yeah, of course I still do that. I'll always make those weird faces when I do my makeup. And I noticed that like when I'm editing, like I'll be talking in my mouth, like all, but that's just, I don't know. I don't think about it. It's not like I think, okay, this is what I'm going to do with my mouth when I put my eyeshadows on. Your face just kind of contorts itself when you do your makeup, or at least mine does anyway. Okay, I do like that. I mean, it's a very different tone than what's on my lids. I don't know about this baked shade, you guys. This is going to look maybe kind of weird, but you know, these are the shades that I chose, so I'm going to have to do that. Where is my flatter brush? Voila, I found it. Okay, so now I'm going to go into baked, this shade right here, this darker brown shade. Put that across the lower lash line. Oh. I remember when I picked those, I was like, okay, I got all these green shades and then a brown shade. What the hell? And I don't think I'm going to be able to use this on my upper lid because this shade's not going to really pop over the top of that dark green. I could try it and see what happens, but I don't know. I don't even know that I need liner up there today. I don't think I do need liner on the upper lid today. I think I'm just going to leave it linerless. Sometimes that's nice, you know, just to not have to mess with the liner. I love that. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it looks okay. I just don't know if it's my favorite. So I'm going to go back into Whistle and just add a little bit more of that, just to kind of blend that shade out just a little bit. Kind of smoke it out, smush it out, work it out, work it out. I think once I get everything done, you know, like the rest of my face and stuff, I think maybe I'll like it better. I don't know. I mean, it looks cool. It's just that brown shade just looks odd to me. So I am pretty much done. I'm going to go off camera, do my other eye, my face, my hair, and I will come back. This is the finished look, and I really do like how this look turned out. It's taken me a while to get used to that brown shade on my lower lash lines. I don't know that I'm gonna ever really love that today. Just kind of a strange combination of shades that I chose for my palette bingo, randomly chose. Those are 5 shades I don't think I would normally put together, but I do like how the look turned out. I do, and I love the palette, and I'll show you the shades again. We'll kind of recap before I move on to look number 3. Let me show you just a couple things I threw on my face for my finished look. For my mascara, I did use the ColourPop Act Natural Defining Mascara that Oakley sent to me for our makeup swap collab. I love this mascara. It works really well. I did not use an upper lid liner today. I just decided, nah, I don't want to do that. I just didn't feel it today. And then on my lips, I did use the Revlon Super Lustrous Bullet Lipstick in the shade 657 Fuchsia Fusion. Now, I wanted more of like a true red, but I don't know. I pulled this out and I thought, oh, that looks really pretty. And I do like it. I do like this shade a lot. I think it's really nice. I don't know. I thought it was more red, but you know, I just thought I'm leaving it on my lips. I'm not taking it off, starting over. And then for my highlighter shade, or what I use for my inner corner and on my face today, I finally remembered to put this actually on my face today, is this one here from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Aurora Glow Kit. This one is called Lyra. And this is kind of like a goldy pink. And I just thought that would look pretty in my inner corners. I love this little palette. So happy that Avita sent that to me. So let's talk about the Beauty Bay Earthy palette again before we move on to look number 3. Let's see. This shade I think was my favorite that I used today. The shade called Wit, that dark shimmer that I put across both lids. Really pretty. I really liked Leafy. I liked Seahorse. I liked Whistle. And I also really like Baked. You know, like I said, it's just taken me a minute to get used to having a brown lower lash line with a darker green, more cool green lid shade, and then having the warm brown tone on the lower lash lines. That's just not something I don't think I've ever done before. But man, this is such a beautiful palette. I really liked how all the shades performed today. I mean, everything's working really well. So, okay, we've gotten through 2 looks. Now let's move on to look number 3. So look number 3 with the Beauty Bay Earthy palette, this big, huge baby right here. Now, this time around, I have 3 shimmers and 2 mattes. Okay, I have this shimmer right here called Heat, and then I have this one here called Palm, and this one here called Pixie. So those 3 shimmers today. And then for my mats, I have eucalyptus and where's the other one I have? Corduroy. These two right here, eucalyptus and corduroy. Yep. Oh boy. So I think what I'll do is start off with corduroy and put that in my transition area. And of course I do have my brows done and my eyelid is primed in the P. Louise eyeshadow base in Rumor 01. And I will grab a brush. Yeah, when I picked those shades, I was like, okay. It's this shade right here, this heat shade that's kind of throwing me for a loop, but I think I know what I'm going to do. I'm pretty sure I know what I'm going to do. Oh, geez, I'm using my Real Techniques brush today and I'm just going to put this down my transition area. And I woke up this morning with a little bit of a headache. Not bad, but just a little bit. And I think it's dehydration, honestly. Ooh, I like that color. That's pretty. I have a mossy olivey green. Ooh, love it. I just am not drinking enough water and I'm drinking too much coffee. And I keep telling myself that I'm not going to drink as much coffee every day. I'm like, okay, I just have 1 cup of coffee this morning and that's it. But what happens to me is that after lunch, I'm like, okay, is it nap time? Does everybody want to take a nap? I'm ready to take a nap. Let's do it. And I can't take a nap, of course. So then I have more coffee. Geez, it's just kind of weird, but I don't know. One of these days I will stop drinking so much coffee throughout the day, but it's just hard because I love coffee. The smell of coffee, the taste of coffee, everything makes me so happy. Okay, I really like how that looks. I think it's very nice. So now for the shimmers, I'm going to do 3 across the lid. I'm going to start off with Heat towards the outer part. Then I'm going to put Palm towards the middle and then Pixie towards the front. It's going to look like a stoplight, I think. And this week at work has been so stressful, so stressful. And like I said, I'm going to put this shade towards the outer part of the lid here. We'll see how this goes with the green. I don't know. We just have a lot of folks starting in September. And so I have to onboard them, get them all set up and ready to rock and roll. And you would think that with like the advancements in technology, email, text, what have you, that people would be like really on top of things and they'd be like checking their emails and like, responding and things like that. And that's not happening. It is now, but it wasn't. And I was getting a little tense because there are certain things that I have to do for these folks to get them all ready to rock and roll and to see clients. And if I don't get what I need from them, then it makes it very challenging. And, there's kind of like time frames for certain things. And so, yeah, I've been very stressed about that kind of stuff. But it's starting to move forward now, which is great because I was like, alrighty. And so there's just a lot of responsibility that I have in order to make other people's lives go more smoothly for them. And when I don't get that kind of like communication from them, it's impossible to get things moving. So I do like that, but of course I have that weird edge. So I'm just going to take this brush with nothing additional on it and go around the edge and just try to kind of make that look a little more soft. I don't know. This may not work, but I'm going to try. So yeah, I just have had to like go take a few walks at work, take some deep breaths, and I don't want to nag people, but I kind of have to, because I don't think some people realize how important it is to have that communication in order to get things going. So yeah, now I feel like it's, the ball's rolling, so that's great. Yeah, I like that. I think it looks really cool. So now let's go into Palm. This shade right here, this beautiful kind of deep, well, not really deep, medium gold shade. And let me find another brush for that too. I'm going to use this one from Temu. I love this brush. It's really nice. I really do like this brush set. I don't really, well, do I really like the brush set? I don't really use a lot of the brushes that are brush set, but I do use this one and another one pretty regularly from that brush set from Temu. So, just need to use the rest of them. I just have a lot of brushes, and I think too, what happens with me with my brushes is I get used to using certain brushes and then I just keep using them over and over and over again. I don't really branch out and try other stuff. My Blend Bunny brushes, I do like those, but I think I've mentioned in other videos, right? I'm pretty sure. They're just, I don't know. They're just different from the brushes I'm used to, I guess. So I kind of, it's not that I struggle with them, but I don't really reach for them, honestly. Oops, I got a big chunk of gold on my face now, but that's all right. Or is it on my face? I don't know where it went. It's probably on my lap, I'm sure. But I do like the brushes. I don't know. It's just taken me a minute to get used to them, I guess. Yeah, I love that. Although I do want to go back in with heat with my finger, a little bit of that, and just kind of smush that into the gold shade, the palm shade a little bit. So it looks a little bit more cohesive. Okay, so now let's go into Pixie, the green shimmer, this one right here. Oh boy. I think what I'll do is just clean this brush off and use this brush as well, because I really do like this for shimmer placement on the lid. I don't know, man. We'll see. This is a really pretty green shade though. Look at how pretty that is. I love that. Spray this a little bit too. I didn't put 43 pounds of this shimmer on the brush, so that's good. That'll be helpful. Ooh, yeah. Oh, I like that. That's pretty. Yeah, cool. Okay. I never know what to expect, you know, if you're not used to putting certain colors together and you're doing a palette bingo and you're like, okay, what shades? Oh boy. And then when things come together, it's nice. And I do really like doing these. I know I've said this a lot, but I really love it because it's so fun to try different things that you wouldn't normally do. And, you know, it just kind of helps me branch out. And then also, if I like how things look, I can recreate it down the road again, you know? Not that I'll remember. It's a good thing for cameras because there are times when I'll go back through and look at some of my pictures, although I had to delete tons of pictures. I will be talking about that whole situation in an upcoming collab video. It's coming up on the 14th. I had a huge phone just debacle, but I'm glad that I got it worked out. But I had to delete so much stuff off my phone to try to get it to work again, and it just would not work. No matter what I did, it wasn't working. Okay, so I'm gonna go back in with Palm, this gold shimmer shade, and just kind of smush that on here just to make sure that these shades are kind of like meshing together really well. Something that I really try hard not to do when I'm putting my shimmers on is scrunch my eye down. I used to do that quite often where I would be putting on my shimmers and I'd go like this, and then it would like totally screw things up. Okay, so I do though want to go back with this brush, nothing additional on it, just kind of go around the edge of the shimmers here, just to kind of, I don't know, make them look a little bit more blended in there. Yeah, this is a very different look, very different. And it's funny because sometimes I'll pick shades and I'm like, well, maybe I'll just randomly select them again, see what I'll get. And I'm like, no, you can't do that. That's cheating. You have to keep what you picked. So I do have a ton of fallout because I put way too much shadow on the brush. So what I'll do is I'll go off camera, deal with this, do my other eye, lower lash lines, face, hair, and I will be back. This is the finished look, and I really do like how this look turned out. I was not sure when I saw those 5 shades. I was like, oh yeah. And I really do like how everything came together. These are 5 shades that I know darn good and well I would never have put together on my own. So this was really fun. And I'll show you the palette, talk to you about what I did on my lower lash lines before we move on to the next look. But let me just show you a couple things I put on my face for my finished look. For my upper lid liner, I put it back in the jar here. I used the Essence eyeliner pen in black. This is like, I don't know, $3. It works so well. I love this. And then for my lower water lines, I did use the NYX Professional Makeup Epic Wear Liner Stick in gold plated. I just thought the gold would look nice with that middle shade, palm shade on my eyelids. Love this, works really well. And then for my mascara, I used one from She Glam. This is the Max Impact, let's see, Extreme Volumizing Mascara that I got off their website. This was very affordable. I forgot that I even had this, so I use this today, and I really like it. It's a nice mascara. And then for my lips, I did use one that my daughter gave to me. This is the NYX Slip Tease in, if you guys can read that, let me know. I have no idea what this shade is, but I just really like it. It's kind of like a cool toned brownie pink, and I don't know, I grabbed it and I thought I'm going to try it today, and it feels really nice on my lips. I love it. And then for my inner corner shade, I did grab this beauty again. This is the Aurora Glow Kit from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I use this shade right here. This one is called Eclipse, and it's kind of like a pinky gold. I don't know, I just really like that. And did I put it on my face? No, I did not put it on my face. I'm just kind of forgetting to put highlighter on my face, which I don't know that I need that. Anyway, Let's move on to the palette. On my lower lash lines, I did a combination of eucalyptus and corduroy. Just kind of, I don't know, put them both together and kind of, I don't know, messied them up a little bit. And I really enjoyed using all of the shades in this look today. Really fun. Very different than what I would have done on my own with this palette. And oh yeah, I'm having such a great time. So now let's get on to the last look. Look number 4. Okay, look number 4 with the Beauty Bay Earthy palette. Yes, and I got 4 mattes and a shimmer this time. So let me show you what shades I randomly chose this time around. Trance, Shamrock, Brick, Squash, and Fizz. Okay, and at first I thought about putting like the Brick and Squash shade on my upper lid and put the greens on the lower lash line. And then I was like, I love greens so much, so I don't know that I really want to do that necessarily. So I think what I'll do is put the green mattes and the shimmer on the upper lid, and then, or my lid, and then I'm going to put Brick and Squash on my lower lash line. I just thought that would look cool. So I think what I'll do is start off with Trance and put that in my transition area. And did I not get a brush out for that? I did not get a brush out for that. Hold on. And I'm on a mission to hurt myself the last couple days. I don't know what the hell's going on with me. I got this t-shirt out to wear today and it was kind of wrinkly and I just did not feel like ironing. Plus I was running a little late, which is typical for me. So I thought, well, I'll just throw it in the dryer. So I go and throw it in the dryer and bashed my elbow right into the dryer door. I was like, okay. Oh, and my brows are done and my eyelid is primed in the P. Louise eyeshadow base in Rumor 01. I don't know why I feel the need to always say that because you guys probably know that by now if you've been watching my videos for any real length of time here. So yeah, I just bashed my elbow. I was like, you idiot, hurts so bad. I yelled out loud. I was like, "Blah!" And I'm probably going to have a bruise because I bruise pretty easily. I think, you know what I think? I think I'm still pretty anemic. I don't know. I need to get my blood work done. I also am on Synthroid or levothyroxine, which is a thyroid medication, and I need to get my blood tested for that too, because sometimes they have to adjust the dosage. Sometimes they have to make it stronger or lesser or whatever. I hate having a bad thyroid. It's horrible. It's part of why like my nails are so yucky now and my hair is so blah and my weight gain and just, you know, lots of stuff. My exhaustion. It's just not fun to have a low thyroid. So yeah, I do like the shade, but it's not as pigmented as I thought it would be, I guess. I don't know. Let's just keep going here. We'll see what we can do. And then yesterday, when I was walking into work, I almost did myself in the parking lot. We have the dumbest parking lot where I work. It's just stupid. And the reason why they've done, and I'll explain what they've done here. The reason why they've done what they've done with this parking lot is because they're supposedly going to build something there and the parking lot will be no longer. But the parking lot has been like this forever. And what it is, I don't know if I've ever described this to you guys before, but it's gravel with these big sheets of black felt covering it. So you're like driving on carpet. It's the dumbest thing ever. And because there's like this packed gravel underneath this felt, and you know, people are driving on it and walking on it. I think that looks good. I think I'm done with that for now. Like these divots form, like these big, I'm trying to think of what the word is. Like these big, like, I don't know, holes get created underneath the felt because the gravel settles and kind of like goes like this. And, but the felt is flat, so you can't tell that there's this divot underneath you until you're in it. So now I'm going to go into Shamrock and put that towards the outer V into my transition area. I mean, it's ridiculous. So there's been 2 people so far that have tripped in the parking lot in those weird gravel divots and have broken their ankles and actually are suing the city, which I don't blame them. I would too. If I ever fall down, I'm going to sue the crap out of the city. And yesterday I was walking, and I'm normally very careful and I really watch where I'm walking because I'm a total klutz, and I've almost fallen several times in that parking lot because, you know, you step into this divot and you're like, yeah. And that happened yesterday, and oh man, I almost just went totally ass over tea kettle. I was like, oh boy. And I was by myself, so normally what I'll do is I'm with my coworker and I'll grab a hold of her arm. She's like, let go of me. No, she's actually very, very kind and very helpful to me, thank goodness. But I was by myself, so I was able to right myself and not fall down, but that's a feat in and of itself. And the parking lot that I park in, we have to have a permit now to park. Well, we've always had to have a permit to park there, but you used to be able to pay to park too. And I pay $60 a month for my parking permit. The corporation I work for does not pay for our parking permits, which, to be honest, irritates me, because I'm like, we have to park down here. You could at least pay for us to park here, but whatever. But we still have these big meters that are in the parking lot that are covered in black trash bags because you can't pay to park there anymore. But the courthouse is right next to the parking lot, and there's people that are doing jury duty, and they're used to, you could park there for years. You could pay to park there. And so they're used to that. So they drive in to, perform jury duty, and they're like, where in the hell is the meter? Like, why is it covered in a trash bag? And every morning, pretty much, there's at least one person, if not 10 people, standing next to these meters going, what the hell are we doing? And I'll have to say, you can't pay to park here anymore. And they're like, oh, that's right. There's a big sign that says permit parking only. And they're like, well, where do we park? And I have no idea where to tell them to go to pay to park, because I don't know where there is pay to park anywhere down there anymore. There's got to be something for them. And there has to be. There are like meters on the street that you can plug quarters into and stuff, but those are always taken. I mean, they're never open. So I don't know. I keep thinking, okay, one night when I'm home after work eating dinner, I'm going to go Google it and see where to tell them to go to pay to park, because I don't know. You'd think that the courthouse, when they send them their jury information, would tell them where to park. I don't get it. There's also a covered parking garage on the opposite side of the courthouse, which is actually closer to where I work than the parking lot that I park in. But that's $70 a month, and I'm cheap, and I'm not going to do that. Plus, I don't really like to park in the covered parking garage because it's a little scary in there, a little scary. And I do like this. I think this is looking really nice. I really like the shamrock shade, I think, a little bit better than trance. I do like trance. It's just, I don't know. It's not the most pigmented green matte I've ever used before, but I do like this. I think it's pretty. And so now I'm going to go into Fizz. It's kind of like a brownie gold shimmer shade, a little sparkly too, and put that across my lid. Let me grab a brush. But I do remember when I was parking there, I was parking there for a while, the covered parking space, when we didn't have to pay to park, because when the COVID stuff was going on, they wouldn't make you pay, which was really nice. And especially like in the fall and winter, because it rains so much here, that was very convenient to park in the overpark or the covered parking garage. But I remember one morning, oh, this is pretty. Oh yeah, I like that. Very nice. One morning, I had gotten out of my car and I was by myself. Normally, like a couple of my coworkers, we'd all get there at the same time and we'd walk together. And I was on the 4th floor. It's a 5-story structure. And the elevator wasn't working. So I'm like, oh, God, I'm going to have to walk down 4 flights of stairs. Oh, well, I can do it. And, it's still dark outside and it's like the middle of winter. And so anyway, I go down the stairs, and there's these 2 very unsavory looking gentlemen in the stairway. I don't know what they were doing. I mean, when I walked down, they were like, duh! Like I scared the crap out of them. Like they were kind of up to no good, I think, which, whatever. I mean, I'm not judging them, but I just was kind of like, and I thought, uh-oh, a little nervous. Just walked right by them and they didn't say anything to me. They were fine. I mean, it was fine. Nothing happened, but I remember feeling a little nervous. And I do have a knife in my purse, a little like hunting knife that my husband got for me as protection. Which I don't know if I could ever use that. I mean, if I had to, I'm sure I would be able to. And then I also have mace. But anyway, and so after that, there was a couple other incidences where I just thought, I don't know that it's really smart for me to continue to park here, because there's, it's a little scary feeling. I thought, I'm not going to do that anymore. But I've also had an issue. I'm going to go back into Shamrock and just take that edge off of that shimmer. And I do think that's a really pretty shimmer. Where I was walking from the felt parking lot to my office, and I have to cut through, I don't have to, I choose to cut through this little alleyway. And there's like a cafe on one side and then like this other, I think it's a law office. I know it's a law office on the other side, and I know it is. And so I just kind of walk through there just to cut time. And as I was walking up to like go down the alleyway, out in front of the cafe, there was this gentleman sitting in a chair, looking a little scruffy. And he says to me, hey, do you know where the police station is? And I said, yeah. And I said, he goes, well, where is it? And I said, well, it's on the clear other side of town from where we are right now. He's like, it's not by the courthouse. And I'm like, no, it used to be, it's not anymore. And I said, no. And he goes, well, would you mind driving me over there? Like, I can't drive you over there. I'm on my way to work. And he goes, well, then F you. And I'm like, okay, good morning, my friend. I just thought, so weird. So I just thought, well, just don't say anything. And I started walking down the alleyway. And the next thing I know, he's coming up behind me, like not right behind me, but he's walking and he's looking at me like, mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, great. And luckily, there's like a side door to the law office that opens up, and this lawyer comes out in a suit and everything. And I look at him like, help me. And he could tell like something was off. So he says to the guy behind me, hey buddy, what's going on? What you doing? What's going on? And the guy just turned around and took off. And I was like, I looked at the defense attorney. I think it's the defense attorney's office. I said, thank you so much for doing that. And he says, well, you shouldn't be walking down this alley anyway. And I'm like, why can't I walk down the alley? You know, like, why is it that my behavior is inappropriate and his is fine? Like, he shouldn't be following me. So anyway, I'm going to go back around with this brush with nothing additional on it. But I see that a lot. I hear that a lot with, you know, women who are just minding their own damn business. And you hear, well, why were you doing that? Because I have to go to work. And this is the route that I take to go to work. So now for the lower lash line, I figured I'd go ahead and do that in this look today too. I did pop some concealer on down here. This is the Essence Camouflage Matte Concealer in 20 Light Ivory. And I'm going to start off with my lower waterline, and I'm going to go ahead and use this one again. I love this. This is from Beauty Creations, and this is in the shade Shamrock. I just thought the green would look nice today. Another thing that's been really tricky downtown by where I work is that they are doing tons of road construction. And in the city that I live in, rather than like piecing that out, you know, like doing 1 or 2 streets here and then waiting a little while and doing another street or 2 here, they do it all at once, all at once. So downtown where I live is an absolute rat trap right now. It's a mess. And there's all these streets blocked off and all these detours, and it's just crazy. The situation with the city that I live in downtown is that the majority of the streets are all one way. And it's just a nightmare. So you have to go up, down, around the corner, da, 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 da. And so now with all the road construction, it's just, oh, it's horrible. But they are making a lot of streets 2-way, so that'll be nice. So now I think what I'll do is put brick towards the outer part here and then squash towards the inner part of the lower lash line. And I need to find a brush for that. I used to be so good about getting all my brushes out and ready to go. And now I don't do that. You guys are like, we know. You have to spend a lot of time messing around with your brushes, but it's just what you get when you come to Erica Conger's channel. Okay, let me put this right here. Oh yeah, that's nice. Nice shade. Nice pigmented. Yeah, that's pretty. Normally I don't really like reds on my lower lash line, but I think this is orangey enough or brownish enough that I think it'll be okay. I won't look sick. I hope not. So I'll be really glad when the summer's over and the road construction stops. Although sometimes it takes them forever. We have a bridge that I used to drive over to get to work. I don't go that route anymore just because the traffic's so horrible. But that took 2.5, 3 years for them to fix or to deal with. Basically, they were like strengthening the bridge, which that always makes you feel good. Like, I've been driving over this for years and now you gotta strengthen it. I was like, whoa. Yikes. Okay, so now I'm gonna clean this off just a little bit, and I'm gonna go into Squash right here, the shade, and put that towards the front part. Yee! And I might actually take a different brush and like maybe blow that out a little bit with Squash too, because that looks a little like kind of weird looking. But I just at least want to get the bulk of the pigment on the lower lash line, then I'll kind of mess with it. Let's see, let me grab this brush. This is an e.l.f. brush that I love, and I'm just gonna not actually take anything. I'm just gonna make that look a little softer. And what is interesting about the city that I live in too is that we have several streets that are just crap. You know, there's these huge potholes and all this stuff, and they don't ever fix them. But yet they'll spend every summer fixing or repaving roads that I'm like, this doesn't need to be repaved. You just did this last year. Why aren't you going and dealing with those other streets that are a mess? I don't get it. Oh boy. But you know what? No one is asking me. Okay, so I think I'm pretty much done. Yeah, I like this. This is very different, but I do like it. I think it looks cool. So I think what I'll do, of course, is go off camera, do my other eye, my face, my hair, and I'll be back. This is the finished look, and I like this look, but I would say that out of the 4 that I've done for this video, this is probably my least favorite. As I was putting the look on my other lid, I was thinking, why didn't you just use the shades that you put on your lower lash lines on your lids next to that shimmer and then put the greens on the lower lash line? If I could do it over again, that's what I would do. But I do like this. And of course, I'm going to show you the palette again and kind of wrap it up, give you my final thoughts and feelings about it. But before I do that, let me show you just a few things I put on my face for my finished look. For my inner corner highlight and also on my face, I did remember to put it on my face today. I use this shade right here out of the Aurora Glow Kit from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is called Helia. I used that before. I can't remember which look I used it in, but I love that shade. It's so beautiful. Kind of like green, gold, pinky a little bit too. For my lips, I use the NYX Professional Makeup Matte Lipstick that my daughter gave to me. This is in the shade Siren, and it's just this really nice dark purpley burgundy shade. And I did top it with a little bit of my Cab lip oil because I just wanted a glossier looking lip today. And then for my mascara, I did use the one from SheGlam again. This is the Max Impact Extreme Volumizing Mascara. This was $3, I think, 4. And I'm really liking it. I think it's a really nice mascara. And then for my upper lid liner, I did use one I got in PR from Temu. This is the Yankina 3D Waterproof Precision Liquid Eyeliner Black Felt Tip Liner that I just love. Okay, so the palette. Let's move this stuff around here. This is the Earthy palette from Beauty Bay, 42 pan palette that I used for my 4 looks. Palette bingo style. Really enjoy this palette. Love it. The only shade out of all the ones I used in all 4 looks that I wasn't real thrilled with was the one I used today, this one called Trance. I don't know, it just seemed kind of weird pigment. I don't know. And it could just be the undertone to my lids. I don't know. I just wasn't real thrilled with that shade. I don't know. Everything else, though, that I've used in this look and the other looks, I just loved. I really did. Everything worked really well. Love the quality of this palette. Love the different textures in here. I love this color story. This is my kind of color story. The greens, number 1, that's my favorite eyeshadow color. And then also just the earthiness, the golds, the terracottas, all the different varying shades of green. Really fun. And I really did enjoy doing the palette bingos. I really will be excited, though, just to pull this palette out and just do whatever I want with it, you know, not have to stick to the 5 shades I randomly chose for each look. That's going to be really fun. And I'm trying to decide if I like this one or the Midnight palette better. I don't know. They're both really nice, both equally as nice as the other one. But I don't know. Maybe I do like this color story better. I don't know. I really do like the purples and blues in that other palette. And I just pinch the crap out of my finger every time I shut this. So I'm going to try to be more careful today. Don't need to hurt myself anymore. But yes, thrilled that I have this in my collection. So happy that I was able to do these looks with it. Really, really fun. And I would love to know which look out of the 4 that I created in this video do you like the best? And then also, if you have this palette and what you think of it and what your favorite shades are, or what kind of looks you like to put together with the palette, that'd be so fun to talk about in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your lives to sit down and watch this video. If you're new here and you enjoyed what you saw, please consider subscribing, smash the like button, and of course, comment down below in the comment section. I love to chat with you guys there. And if you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. I cannot wait to see you guys again on my next video. But in the meantime, please take very good care of yourself. Be well, safe, happy, and I will definitely be seeing you soon. Bye.
Drop it.